The Syrian capital of Damascus, once a symbol of Assad's iron grip, fell into rebel hands on December 8, 2024. The city, known as the Lion City, had been under siege for weeks. A coalition of rebel groups led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, stormed the capital. The offensive, a lightning strike that lasted only 12 days, caught many by surprise. It was a stunningly swift collapse for a regime that had clung to power for over a decade. Rumors swirl about the whereabouts of President Bashar al-Assad. Some reports suggest he fled the country on a transport jet. Others claim he is hiding, his fate unknown. The fall of Damascus marks a turning point in a conflict that has raged for over a decade. It is a decisive blow to the Assad regime and its allies in Tehran. The world watches, waiting to see what will rise from the ashes of this long and brutal war. The speed of the rebel advance speaks to the crumbling foundations of Assad's rule. Years of grinding conflict and international sanctions had taken their toll. Many Syrians, weary of war, seemed to offer little resistance as the rebels entered the city. With the fall of the Assad regime, a wave of uncertainty washes over Syria. The future of the country hangs in the balance, the political landscape as shattered as its cities. The international community, long wary of intervening too deeply, now grapples with the implications of this seismic shift. In the vacuum left by Assad, a multitude of factions vie for power. The most dominant among them is HTS, a group with roots in Al-Qaeda. Their ascendancy raises concerns about the potential for a new form of extremism to take hold in Syria. However, other groups including the Syrian Democratic Forces or SDF, and various Turkish-backed factions, are also vying for influence. The possibility of a fractured Syria, carved up by competing warlords, is a very real and dangerous prospect. The US, while cautiously optimistic about the end of Assad's rule, has expressed concerns about the rise of HTS. The Syrian people deserve a government that represents their aspirations, not one imposed by extremist groups, stated a White House spokesperson. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, one symbol of the regime's brutality has come to represent the human cost of this conflict: Saidnaya military prison. Located just north of Damascus, Saidnaya has been a black hole for Assad's opponents, both real and imagined. Within its walls, torture was not an anomaly but the norm. Beatings, electrocutions, mock executions, and systematic rape were commonplace. Thousands of prisoners are believed to have died within Saidnaya's walls, victims of a regime that valued power above human life. With the prison now under rebel control, the horrors committed within its walls are being revealed to the world. The stories told by survivors are harrowing, a testament to the depravity that can flourish in the shadows of war. The liberation of Saidnaya is a victory for human rights, a glimmer of light in the darkness, yet the scars left by this conflict, both physical and psychological, will take generations to heal. The reverberations of the Syrian conflict extend far beyond its borders. The fall of Damascus has sent shockwaves through the Middle East, particularly in Iran, Assad's primary backer. The collapse of their Syrian ally represents a significant setback for Iranian influence in the region. For years, Iran has used Syria as a staging ground for its regional ambitions, funneling weapons and fighters to Hezbollah in Lebanon, and bolstering its presence in Iraq. The loss of Syria as a strategic asset weakens Iran's position in the region and may force it to recalibrate its foreign policy. The US, while wary of being drawn back into the Middle East quagmire, sees an opportunity to counter Iranian influence. The Biden administration has signaled its willingness to work with regional partners to stabilize Syria and prevent the resurgence of extremist groups. The road ahead for Syria is fraught with peril. The country is in ruins, its social fabric shredded by years of war. Rebuilding Syria, both physically and politically, will be a monumental task, one that will require the support of the international community. The stakes are high, not just for Syria, but for the entire region.